Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a video, The Fake Job Epidemic Designed to Waste Your Time. This is from the channel according to Nicole. Let's see what she has to say about fake jobs.
If you've been on the hunt for a job lately, then you know exactly what I'm about to say. The job market is completely screwed right now. All across the US, as well as here in Canada, people have been having more or less the exact same experience of spending months endlessly applying for hundreds, if not even thousands of jobs, and hearing absolutely nothing back. We're talking about people from almost every industry, from fresh college grads to people with years of experience in their field and master's degrees, you name it, unable to find work of any type. But the weird part is that if you were to look on Indeed or LinkedIn, it would seem as though there are tons of jobs available in every field. And even weirder is that in the US, the current unemployment rate is only reported to be around 4%, which is actually fairly low all things considered. In Canada, it's currently 7%, which honestly isn't great, but even still, that would imply that 96% of Americans and 93% of Canadians are employed, which is not too bad. Except that, like most statistics, the unemployment rate only tells you half the story.
Facts are meaningless. You can use facts to prove anything that's even remotely true.
Unemployment rates,
I mean, they always say that, there's lies, damn lies in statistics, right? Also, haven't we basically proved that LinkedIn and Indeed are basically just giant, data farms? Aren't they just designed to, harvest your data and store it? They're really kind of fake fronts for job opportunities. There's a lot of spam on there. I don't think those are very legit. I mean, they are legit to a degree, but mostly they're just data harvesting at this point.
Are one of the biggest factors used to gauge the stability of a country's economy. So it would be fair to say that accuracy is important, right? Well, in actuality, unemployment rates only factor in people who are currently completely without work and actively looking for a job. What they don't account for is, well, everyone else. They don't account for people who are only working part-time because they can't find full-time work. They don't account for people who are doing gig work while they look for a permanent job. They don't account for people who are dramatically underemployed compared to the skills and credentials they have. And they don't account for people who have given up altogether and just moved back to their parents' basement. Based on the way this data is reported, someone with a master's degree in engineering from MIT could be salting fries at McDonald's 3 nights a week. But hey, they're not unemployed. In reality, factoring all these precariously employed people into the stats would undoubtedly paint a much bleaker picture.
There's probably a lot of young people under 30 who are working low-wage service jobs part-time. And yeah, they're not unemployed, but that's not a living wage. You can't get a house on that, not in this market, right? It's not designed to help people move forward and set up a life where they can have family and kids. It's just sort of temporary stuck employment that feeds the system.
Big difference between having a job and being gainfully employed, but governments don't
or having a career
track that data. But if there are so many listings for open positions of all types, why are so many people unable to find work? How is it possible that someone with all the right qualifications can apply for thousands of jobs and not even hear a peep? I have 2 words for you: ghost jobs. If, like me, you've been out of the job search for a while, what I'm about to say will sound crazy, but the majority of these job listings are fake. They're for jobs that don't exist. I mean, the companies are real, but they're not actually hiring for these positions. So really, you can spend all the time in the world crafting your resume and writing the perfect cover.
It's messed up, man. I mean, they shouldn't be allowed to do this. Fake job postings for data harvesting. That's some messed up, freaking dystopian crap right there.
But you're never going to get the job because there is no job to be had. They aren't really hiring. When I first heard about ghost jobs, I assumed what a lot of you are probably assuming right now, which is that it's just a conspiracy theory. I mean, why would a company waste their time and their resources posting openings for a position that they have no intention of filling? What do they even have to gain from this? Naivety is a hell of a drug, isn't it? As it turns out, employers have a lot to gain from this, and so a lot of them are doing it. According to a survey on resumebuilder.com, 40% of companies have posted a fake
40%. I would have guessed not that much. That's insane. Almost half the companies are posting fake jobs on purpose. That's messed
job
up.
This year, and 30% currently have active fake listings. Most outrageously, 7 out of 10 hiring managers say that they think these
70% of people think it's fine. What? Okay.
practices are perfectly morally acceptable. But why are they doing it? Well, perhaps this should have been the most obvious point, but for starters, they're farming data. Collecting up job seekers' personal information to do really whatever they want with.
Probably sell that data.
And storing it so that, yes, if the time comes when they actually are hiring at some point in the future, they can sift through and pick the best people for the job. Not that controversial really, but that's not even scratching the surface. Companies have figured out that when they post job openings, it gives the appearance that the company is growing and thriving, and it can have positive effects on their valuation and even cause their stock price to increase.
There it is. It's about their stock prices, their money, their valuation, of course. Nothing about you. They just got to look
They're
good.
publicly held. I'm no lawyer, but that kind of sounds like securities fraud to me. Even
It sounds like a lot of different fraud to me.
shittier, though, is how these tactics are used to manipulate the company's current employees. By making it appear that they're considering external hires for open positions, even when they aren't, companies have figured out that employees will work much harder to try to secure a promotion before it's given to a new hire. And this fake pressure also gives them leverage to negotiate lower salaries. Oh, you want to be promoted to this role and you want $100K a year? I mean, honestly, we could just hire someone off the street and pay them $80K, so... Oh, you'll do it for $80K. Okay, great. Bye.
This is a freaking scam. I didn't even think about the levels that this could be. Holy crap. Yeah, the hiring internally now, you can negotiate for less. That's freaking crazy.
By making it look like they're hiring, employers can make their workers feel anxious and like they're easily replaceable, which again causes them to work harder and expect less in return. And if they're already overworked and burnt out, posting fake job openings is a great way to make them think that you're hiring help to alleviate some of that pressure, which is great for employee morale. For these reasons, some companies will even go as far as to contact applicants and bring them in for interviews so that everyone can see that they're serious.
Are you serious? Oh, bringing fake app. This is a psyop. This is a massive psyop. Holy crap.
Even when they're absolutely not serious and have zero intention of actually hiring anybody. You know, it's tactics like this, the mind games, the exploitation, the time wasting, that pushed me to start my own businesses when I was young. Like, I saw people being taken advantage of.
Honestly, yeah, some of this will give you job security, but man, this will just degrade your soul. Corporate America, destroy you. I mean, this is some freaking scam, a BS fake stuff right here that over time I think will just ruin you.
And mistreated by their employers, and I thought there has to be a better way. And thankfully there is. I won't say that working for yourself is 100% sunshine and rainbows all the time, but generally the amount of BS that you have to deal with is much lower, and the amount of money you can make over time is a lot higher. And whether you're aiming to go full send into entrepreneurship or even just start a little side business for some extra cash, everything starts with having a great website so your customers can actually find you.
All right, this is gonna be an ad right here, but she is right that I would say it's not for everybody. Being an entrepreneur, doing your own business is not for everybody. It's hard. You often work more. There's more uncertainty. It's not perfect. Certainly not perfect. But compared to the soul-sucking corporate world, I wouldn't trade anything for the world. I would never give that up for the corporate world. I think that's just way worse for you in the long run. And the freedom you can get when you do succeed as a business owner, it's pretty awesome. I think the trade-off can work for a lot of people. It's not for everybody, but I think it can work for a lot of people.
Words and phrases the algorithm is searching for. And how can they know what those words and phrases are? They can't. It's basically just luck of the draw. I find it so crazy that corporations routinely do these kinds of things and then have the audacity to claim that no one wants to work anymore. People want to work. People want to make money. People want to take care of themselves and their families. They always have. But companies do everything in their power to make that impossible and then just shift the blame onto everyone else.
People want to work. They just don't want to be scammed and treated like trash. It's not that hard to figure out.
They can post job openings for positions that don't even exist. They can interview people with zero intention of actually hiring them and use algorithms to automatically reject hundreds of qualified applications, just wasting everyone's time. But no, it's the workers that are the problem, right?
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
But okay, what is the workaround here? If you're currently looking for a job, or you will be soon, here's what you can do. First of all, learn to identify when a job posting is fake so you don't waste your time. Red flags to look for would be a position that's been active for several months already. They've probably had hundreds of applications in that time period, so why hasn't the position been filled? Vague job postings that mention very little about the requirements of the job, like the salary range or the hours or whether it's in person or remote, and especially if they don't list very specific responsibilities for the job, it's probably a ghost job. If a company has posted the same job over and over again over a period of several months and seemingly been unable to fill the spot, it's either a ghost job or just a company with a really high turnover, but you probably shouldn't waste your time either way. When you're looking for work, try to prioritize in-person opportunities like job fairs to let you meet hiring managers face-to-face.
Yeah, networking. Networking is huge. Meeting people in person, that's how you're going to get your employment and job, not this fake garbage. This is crazy. It shows how much of a scam corporate America is. Let's look at some of the comments. My wife worked in HR. They do this all the time. It's done to make existing employees think they're maybe replaced. Dang. Ghost job posting should be felony with severe punishment. Where's the accountability? Where's the accountability on any of this stuff? Companies can just do this and nobody cares. Oh man, that's wild. I thought for years that no one wants to work anymore is only half the sentence. I think no one wants to work anymore for what I'm offering is much more accurate. True. Harvard's seen personal data for resumes for anything other than the explicit screening of that person for that particular job they specifically apply to should be illegal. I agree with that. Also, to bring someone on H-1B visas in the U.S., companies have to show their efforts to hire citizens, so posting on job sites satisfies that requirement. Interesting. I didn't know that for sure. They should be sued for causing emotional distress, maybe at this point. I think the widespread existence of ghost job postings might be a good opportunity for someone experiencing web development to develop their own job search site. Yeah, maybe someone needs to make one that's actually honest. Regarding employment statistics, if a person has multiple part-time jobs, they're counted as multiple people working. Another way statistics lies, there's three kinds of lies. Lies and statistics. That's exactly what I said. So let me know, do you think the job market is a scam? Do you think corporate America is a scam? I'd like to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. You know how to support the channel. Like and subscribe to the channel to keep the content going. Thank you so much for watching. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time.